Yeah, the Sangha, in Tibetan we say gendün, gewa la dumba. I think gewa can be translated as a virtue or as a let's say spiritual or as a enlightenment or nirvana. So dumpa means to interest in that spiritual path, or who is on the whoever is interested in enlightenment or nirvana. So gendün, the Sangha, means the people who have a same goal, and the people, the group of people who have a same aim and same, let's say, journey. Let's say Gewa as let's say Mount Everest, and Dumpa means there are a group of people who have a same goal to climb the Mount Everest. And it's interesting that people are making a group, and then they start to climb the Mount Everest, and they support each other, because if you go alone, it's quite danger. And even though there's lots of Sherpas are kind of supporting to climb the Mount Everest, and it's so beautiful that everybody is kind of helping each other, inspiring each other, and if somebody can't, and another is saying, you can do it, let's do it, because they all have to protect each other. Otherwise, it's quite danger on the way. So the gendün, the Sangha, is so important in a spiritual journey. Let's say there are 10 people and who wanted to enlighten a nirvana, and let's say, and they have a same goal to enlighten, and they have a same teacher, and even the bond is even profound. They have a same teacher, and they have a same lineage, and they have a same, what do you call that practice or methods. And now, sometimes what happened that only one person maybe can't persistent, and it just 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, then it start to kind of losing the interest and then giving up. But when there are 5 people are together or 10 people are together, you are doing this, so it's like sometimes you feel you are losing that interest, and other is kind of inspiring you, giving, he or she is your example, and going forward and persistent, and you are just try to go with him or her, and then that's somehow inspiring each other, supporting each other, and maybe he is going through a difficult time, you support him or her, and she is going through some lots of doubt, and you are helping him or her solving this doubt, and you guys are going toward the same spiritual goal. And that's why the Sangha, I think Sangha is more like the partner, who have a same goal and the taking a same journey. And I think the most important job of the Sangha is supporting each other, encouraging each other, and inspiring each other, and like a kind of what do you call, the spiritual brothers and sisters, supporting each other. And the most important in Sangha is that become a reminder. See, because in the spiritual, we need a lot of reminder, which is so important. Normally, see, in what happened in our worldly, let's say, in a samsara, he is reminding you jealousy, she is reminding you pride, he is reminding you some anger, and then when we think of our own family, somebody reminds you, do you understand, you feel all this what do you call, psychological, it kind of activate your all negative emotions. And now the interesting part about the Sangha, as soon as you think of your spiritual friend, we were together in that teaching, so it reminds that teaching and that teacher. Oh, when you see your Sangha, is he or she is reminding you, oh, let's sit together, let's meditate, so he when you think of him or her, he is reminding compassion. Wow, he is so compassionate, loving kindness, so that's I think so important, that in the spiritual journey, the Sangha is kind of what do you call it, become a reminder. Not looking at the Sangha and then it remind you as a jealousy or all this thing, So that's why The Sangha, I think if you really utilize the Sangha wisely, it's a so powerful tool. But at the same time, if Sangha become a reminder of negative emotions, that's the worst things one can create. And that's what really happening in many Buddhist centers. And when you think of your Buddhist Sangha and you feel uncomfortable in your heart and you don't want to be with him or them or her, but you have to because, did you understand what I mean? Like, it's a very complex, and now I don't call that is the spiritual friends. I don't think that's a Sangha. You can't say that's Sangha because it lost the real meaning of Sangha. The Sangha, as I told you, it just inspires you to spiritual. Just think of your Sangha. It helps you to more calm and peace, and it inspires you to practice, and inspire you to kind of take this spiritual journey, make it easier, smoother. Not they become an obstacle for spiritual. So that's why once you start to notice that kind of crazy Sangha, where it activates jealousy, anger, unhappy, and pushing, somebody's legs and talking bad behind. See, I think this is the time you have to say bye bye. It's not good. It's uncomfortable to say let it go because it's many decades of like a network and many decades of friendship, but for spiritual sake, you have to take little courage. You have to be brave to say bye-bye. And at least for a short time so that you gain your spiritual strength back. And then maybe you can help them in the later. But now you are helpless. And how you can help them? So better, I would say, better maybe find a real Sangha where you can say that's a Sangha. As I told you, Sangha is where inspire you, encourage you, give you support, and remind you spiritual, remind you the Dharmakaya, even profoundly, remind you the Mahamudra, just by thinking of the Lama. It reminds the truth, nature. So that is the ultimate Sangha, and of course, and you yourself is the part of the Sangha, and you are playing a huge role in the Sangha. So, conclusion, the Sangha means the spiritual friends who have the same goal, who have the same enthusiastic toward the kind of liberation and like helping sentient beings, And the Sangha is that whom help you to activate your own good quality within you. And not like a judging you, like a understanding you and helping you to like a purify and helping you to grow, So that's I describe as a Sangha, as a spiritual friends, It's almost like if they have good companies, if you have good colleagues. The good colleagues, you enter into that company not knowing anything, you're a stranger, but once you get into, they support you every day, and they makes you mature, they makes you develop, they makes you grow, they give you courage, you can do it, and the day by day you're becoming a self-esteem, confident, and and that is like you success in that career. Exactly the same in spiritual. The Sangha is that somebody, the day to day, they are there for you. They are there to, if you fall down, they are there. And you just think of them, it really activates all the good quality within you. I think that is, I would say, Sangha. So Sangha is spiritual friends. See, now, sometimes when we say Sangha, okay, the Bodhisattva Sangha or the like Arhats, Now see, the realized Sangha, sometimes your teacher can be your Sangha, because that's your guide, your spiritual, kind of guidance. But the realized Sangha, it's your aspiration, where you read their life story, where you get this inspiration. Let's say Milarepa. When you read the Milarepa's life story, you got lots of inspiration, and the realized sanghas are like our let's say our example, our idol, our inspiration source. But we don't know who is realized master or realized sangha when we are alive, until they left and their biographies maybe start realizing they are realized. So, but for me, the ordinary sangha is more important than the realized sangha, because ordinary sangha, it's a really day-to-day life sangha. That's I think we have to more take a refuge in that ordinary sangha, because there the real things can be developed.